on? Danny here from the ENDER podcast. We have Joe, the vocalist of ENDER, in the house today.
What's up?
What is going on, man?
Chilling, dude. Happy to be here finally.
Yeah. How's your weekend been?
Low key. I went back to work this week. I was on vacation and just hanging out. I was on vacation, so I went back to work this for my first full week back, and it was hard. But
your staycation wasn't that great, huh?
No, thank you, Bella.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
Being a dog dad, right, man?
Being a dog dad sucks, especially when your dog's like in like those middle to like senior years. It's like I'm so worried constantly about like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like always like trying to jump to her, and so my staycation was a anxietycation.
I know we've been trying to get together, but you have to worry about your daughter first. So
yeah, exactly.
And how old is she? I think she's
6.
6. Yeah, our dogs are the same age. So
6.
Yeah. And so how's been a dog dad been?
Oh, it's the best thing ever, dude.
Yeah.
It's literally the best thing ever.
I remember when you got her, it like changed her life, man.
Yeah.
And I talked about this with Mark everybody gets their animals, it changes their life.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Changes your mental health, changes the way you think about things, and gives you something to like really care for.
It gave me like a sense of like purpose, especially when I like had her, especially when I had her, and it was kind of like when I was alone with her and everything like that. It really kind of made me feel like just like a sense of purpose,
Absolutely.
You're not alone, and it's like you have like a built-in friend. So
Seriously.
It was cool.
Life companion. Like before I got Cody, like my mental health was absolutely terrible.
Down the dumps. I feel
terrible,
like
man.
Yeah.
And I got this dog, and on top of all the therapy, man, this was the best therapy
100%.
I ever had was my dog.
100%.
So it's incredible, and I'm ready to be a real dad.
I feel you.
The only difference is we can't claim these motherfuckers on our taxes, right?
Like, no, I know.
If we could,
I don't get extra money in my tax return for my dog.
Yeah. So how you've been watching the ENDER podcast? Mm-hmm. How have you been feeling about having a podcast now?
It's it's weird. It's like good. It's just like all of us together have been through so much. Yeah. I feel like whether or not it's like together as a band when we toured, coming back to the band multiple times, just being friends throughout like everything. So being able to like kind of just sit down and talk to it, and whoever wants to listen to our bullshit, that's kind of cool. It's cool that even people are actually checking it out, because it's like, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm just a regular guy.
So, we all are. We've had like reputations throughout our careers that like we were a different kind of band. Like all these guys are dicks, and
everybody to this day that I have met, and I'm going to say this into the camera, you have all come to me and said, "I thought you were an asshole before I met you." So
yeah, misconceptions.
Thank you.
Total misconceptions.
Yeah.
I think dudes in like metal bands are just nerds.
Mm-hmm.
They really are.
Mm-hmm. That's it, man. That's it. We're all introverted as fuck.
Seriously. So yeah, having a podcast, I felt like it's very different for kind of a local band to do.
Yeah, I mean, but it's cool because I feel like more bands should actually sit down and take the time to promote themselves, especially in the day we live in where there's not venues anymore. Like, well, there's venues, but there's not as much, and the local scene isn't as thriving as it was. So you have to put yourself out there in some way.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I mean, we've been every aspect of a band I think that you could be, going from like local band to touring band to inactive band to trying to do a studio thing to now we're playing shows again. And it's like, I don't know, you got to put yourself out there as a band. I think this way, I mean, whether or not there's 30 people that listen to you or 3,000 people that listen to you, it's promotion, it's progress. And I mean, we have a history as a band, some other bands don't, but I mean, it's like, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we were ENDER before we were ENDER.
Yeah.
Most of us, until you came in the picture.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about those experiences too, man.
Yep.
So I know since you weren't in ENDER at first, what bands were you in before you joined ENDER?
Before ENDER,
because that's kind of how our paths crossed, right?
I was a drummer first. I played drums from the time I was pretty much like. So I saw a video at my parents' house recently, where I was like 5, or maybe a little younger than that.
Yeah.
And I was playing drums, and that was cool. So I played drums for a while. My first band, I played drums. And that band went through about like 7 different name changes.
Dude, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like you gotta look like a monster behind a drum kit.
Yeah.
Because you're tall as shit,
Mm-hmm.
and my lord, I'd be scared of the drummer. I've never been scared of a drummer in a band, but if I saw you playing drums, I'd be like, holy fuck, this guy's gonna beat me with his floor tom.
Yeah, and I played a small kit too. I played like a 4-piece.
Oh my god, no, you're like a 10-piece at least, bro.
No, I played a 4-piece. I had 2 crash cymbals, a ride, and a china. That was it, man. And I just played hard as hell. But that was also like a downfall of drumming, because like the harder you play, the more shit you go through.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And then that band was at the time it was Eyes of the Apocalypse. And then we changed from Eyes of the Apocalypse to End of Terra.
Right.
And when we changed Eyes of the Apocalypse, I was doing vocals for. End of Terra is when I had left the band to join Ender.
Right.
But we were From Your Grave and Eyes of the Apocalypse. There you go. And I played drums and I did vocals. And my first show on vocals ever for Eyes of the Apocalypse was a show at Pagoda VFW with Ender.
Oh,
and,
shit.
That
was Ender's very first show. Because that was Ender's very first show. That's a statement.
You're right.
It was, because it was our first day of the tour, and that was our first show ever.
No, so that was in the basement. We played. I was on drums for that show.
Oh, a different Pagoda show.
You guys came back later, and we played upstairs in Pagoda with Oh the Queen.
You're right. Yeah.
I think there was a few other bands, but we played upstairs.
Had a stage upstairs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the stage in the middle kind of did like this dip thing. It was kind of scary.
Yeah.
But that was my first show on vocals ever.
Wow.
And yeah.
And Lance was also in that band, right?
Yeah.
And Lance is a very integral part of Ender.
Yeah, he became
very
somebody
integral.
that's kind of just stuck around, like, well, not stuck around, but like he stuck with me. I always kept him like with me, through music. He was such a good musician. Just
oh my god,
his inputs on stuff and just everything. I always just was like, he was a good friend. He's a good friend to have.
Yeah, definitely. You talk about like a kid that could do everything, music wise, is Lance, dude. Mm-hmm. Anything you name it, he does it.
Yeah, and he's down for whatever.
Yeah, no, he was super integral. Mark was on here talking about it too. We tried the whole 3-guitar thing; it didn't work out. But Lance just always understood what he meant to Ender, and he was always there for us.
Oh, 100%.
And to this day, he would be there.
To this day.
So you met Ender, you met us at a show, and then we just kind of hit it off, right?
Yeah, I found out you guys worked at Crocs in the mall.
Yeah, we did, me and Casey.
And when I was at that age, I was like 18, 19.
Yeah.
All me and my friends did was go to the mall on the weekends and go to Hot Topic. And, of course, right outside Hot Topic was the Crocs stand.
Yeah.
So,
which is funny because you got a job next to us.
At the women's shoe store.
A women's shoe store.
Doing stock, yeah. That girl that managed that store hated me. Bad, because I was like, I gotta leave.
Yeah. And then Mark worked down the hall at Tilly's.
Yeah, CCS.
CCS, that's right. So you had me, Casey, and Crocs. Mm-hmm. You at the shoe store, right next to the Crocs kiosk.
Right across from me.
And down the hall, you had Mark.
Yep.
So, and then Sal would come to the mall to go to Lids to get some hats.
Yep, hats. That's it. He had so many hats.
Remember, he had a hat case on tour. So.
I know he did. That was funny.
Yeah, man. So when you left End of Terra and joined Ender, how did Lance and the rest of that band feel about that?
At the time, it was tough.
It was tough. Yeah.
We were in this transition in that band where we were moving members around and we were trying to become more serious because we were playing shows with bands that we kind of wanted to always play with. We came from a small town. And pretty much just played out of my parents' basement in high school. And then we started playing just random venues. We started playing the Cornerstone Inn in Carlstadt.
Oh, wow. I played there one time.
We played there for Evil Girl Entertainment about, I think a dozen times.
Yeah, same.
And it was basically every other weekend there was a show there and we were on it.
Yeah. Paige is a very good friend of mine who was
I haven't
Evil Girl.
talked to them in a while, but Evil Girl Entertainment, they put us on and they always put us on their shows, so it was they helped us kind of get our foot in the door, and then we played a show at the Cornerstone Inn, and it was a bigger show. You guys were actually on it. We played so much together before I actually joined the band, too.
Yeah,
I think
we
we played
did.
like 3 or 4 shows together before I actually joined.
Yeah, and it was always fun to play with you guys.
Yeah.
Because we all hit it off.
We became friends instantly.
Yeah.
Just like every member in my old band was really cool. We were all really close friends because we all went to high school together. But after high school, we started like picking and choosing, and we kicked members out because Lance had friends that were also like, he had a friend that also played guitar, and they were equal in talent. This kid Chris, they were just fantastic at guitar together, and the way they meshed together and the way our sound was with those two, we were like, okay, we can really do something. And then I came to vocals, and we had like a different sound. We got a really tight drummer, and then we just were like, okay, this is it. But then, you know, you guys went on tour, and you guys were busy, and you had, you know, being friends with you guys and constantly talking to you, I knew what was on plate, and I was like, they're already there, you know, and I have a chance to possibly like join the band. And then I actually got to like try out and jam with you guys, and that's when I went back and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna join Ender. Like,
yeah.
And they were sad, they were bummed, but they ended up getting a replacement vocalist, and they still played a million fucking shows with us after I left the band. Anyway.
Yeah, so it worked out in the end for everybody.
Exactly.
You remember when we initiated you into Ender? It was in a Chevy's.
Yeah.
So what we did is we had the meeting there.
Yeah.
We had some tacos. We had the meeting there. We let our vocalist go, and you were in the parking lot. And then we're like, all right, he's out. Come on in.
Yeah.
And then you came in, and we're like, let's just make it official. Had some more tacos, some Coronas, I think. And then from there, it was just all history, right?
Yeah, it was pretty much there. And then our first show together was Post 282 in Harrison.
Woo.
That venue fucking sucked.
But Motionless in White played there, which was crazy. I think that was with us.
I don't know if it was that.
Or actually, it was probably with yours truly, if I'm being honest. But.
Probably not that show, because Motionless, by the time I was in Ender, they were already not big, but like they were getting there.
Blown up.
Yeah.
Like
it's crazy how big they are, dude.
I always think about them and Ice Nine Kills playing like Post 282, Ice Nine Kills playing Paramus VFW, and now these guys are playing fucking arenas with Metallica. They're playing festivals in Vegas. Yeah. It's amazing.
Motionless in White just played on freaking WrestleMania. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, watching that on TV, I'm just like, damn.
Like, that's insane. I remember they had a Halloween show. Back in the day, it was at Croc Rock, and we didn't play it. I actually went to it. My friend's band played it. It was packed, but they weren't like big yet. I think like, what's that one record that it was like 2011 it came out? It was like their one that like started their whole trajectory to what they're on now.
I want to say it's like Immaculate or something like that. I don't know.
Me neither. I was never really like a fan of them. Actually, until recently, I started appreciating their music, but like I'm not. But yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
It just shows you just don't stop.
I know. Just don't. Just keep going.
Because I'm
sure.
Have fun. Yeah.
That's it.
That's kind of why Ender never stopped. I mean, we never ended. No. No pun intended, but
yeah,
you came and go. Like we've had hiatuses, this, that, and the other, and we just always stuck with it because everybody in this band is on the same page now. Nobody wants something more than the other, and it's our hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a no pressure situation in this band.
No.
You know. But there was a little bit of pressure when you came into the band because you had to learn another vocalist's lyrics.
Yeah, I had to learn like a whole record worth of songs, and there were lyrics already done, and it's not like I had a lot of time so from joining Ender, I think, to like our first show, I think I had like a little bit of time to learn all those lyrics.
Yeah.
And I went from a band where I replaced a vocalist and had to learn their lyrics to learning all the lyrics for Ender. Plus we wrote, when I joined the band, we recorded a new song that I had to essentially, there were Mark's lyrics that I had to record. And then we wrote Fakes and Thieves, me and you together. Right. So I think out of the whole record that we first released as Revenge, I had like half a song as lyrics on there.
Yeah.
Learning the lyrics then, it was hard. I didn't have a system down. So I just had to listen and 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 listen.
Yeah.
All I listened to for about like a month straight, like constantly every day, was like the record and just his songs. reading lyrics, just trying to now. I have a better system of learning other people's lyrics to where like I'll listen to the song, get the song down, and then once I have the song like stuck in my head, I'll recite the lyrics the way they should go, and then it like with no music, and that helps me actually learn the lyrics now.
Yeah, because even coming back, you had to learn 2 songs.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Cataclysm and Belial.
Yeah.
Was it easier now learning?
100%.
Really?
100%.
Wow. Yeah.
Just to have a new system down. Basically, I've grown better because every band that I've been in, I have had to learn other vocalist parts.
Right.
Because I've always joined bands. The only band I've ever started was like my first band. I've joined bands now every single step of the way. So I had to formulate some system to like learn how to memorize lyrics because it may look easy, but it's not.
No, definitely not.
It's hard.
And there's a little less emotion in singing somebody else's lyrics, right?
Yeah, but that's another thing too that I've learned to grasp is like you have to kind of establish what the song means to yourself, and so you can make it feel something live.
Right.
Because it's like if you're just singing somebody else's lyrics with no meaning, it's even more difficult. So
yeah, I get it because kind of the same thing with drums. Like I've joined bands that already had drummers, and I had to learn their parts. And you're like listening through, you're playing like, dude, I would do something different in this part. But with drums, you can kind of put your own spin on it as long as you're to the click and you're in tempo. With vocals, it's a little more different to do that, I would imagine.
I do some different stuff like live when we play Cataclysm. Like I'll keep everything pretty much as it is, but there's certain parts where I would have done stuff differently for sure that I do it live now. But
it's a fun song to play though.
It is.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It is a good song. What did you like about learning someone else's lyrics when you joined and had to record that album, This Is Revenge? Was there anything you liked about it?
Because I was a new vocalist at the time, so it was interesting to see how people wrote vocals and like wrote lyrics.
Right.
Because I was new to it. I think I wrote like maybe like a song or 2.
Yeah.
Like on vocals before I joined, and it was interesting to see how people like wrote and how they worded everything, and then that was pretty much it. It was just interesting to see like how they kind of did everything.
What's your process now writing vocals?
Writing song to like I'll listen to the song a bunch, and then I figure out a flow. Like I'll tap out like where I think like vocals should go or where they should start. I'll kind of like tap it out in my head. And then, so you could figure out, like, what syllable word should go here? Right. How should this hook go? How many syllables can I use here? If I do this, like, so I try to break down, like, syllable by syllable first. Like, how much could I fit in this part? Or should this part breathe more? And then, lyric-wise, it's like, this time through with ENDER, I've had lyrics previously written because of my past band that I didn't get to use lyrics for. So I got to, like, kind of revise and edit those. And then also, like, when I joined, I was just in this, like, groove of, like, writing. So I just wrote a bunch, and I had a bunch of stuff. So getting to make those lyrics fit to what I want to put them in now, it's kind of working hand in hand. But I think I got off topic.
Does having, like, a drummer mentality, because you play drums first, and I know as a drummer, I follow the vocals a lot when I play drums. Does that have an impact when you write vocals with the drum parts?
I try to write vocals as like fills,
right?
Because like they're technically like filler parts to the rest of the song. Like I'm just icing on the cake. The song's already done when I'm recording, so it's like I'm just like trying to fill in the little parts that should make the song even that much better. Jake from Converge said this best when I was coming up as a vocalist, where it's like don't use your voice as a voice, use it as an instrument added on the song. And I've always implied that like to every band I've been into, where it's like I want to not just be a vocalist, I want to use my voice as an instrument to make the song that much better. And I've always implied that as I've gone. I like that
a lot. So was Innocence Lost, did you have those lyrics written already?
No, actually I kind of wrote those just because I follow a couple of people on TikTok that are very adamant about being removing child predators, pedophiles off the streets and everything like that, putting them in jail where they belong so they can get dealt with properly.
Yeah.
So I got into motivation from that, and when I first heard Innocence Lost, I was like, damn, this song is pissed as fuck. So I have to, like, I wanted to match it, and everything else I had was kind of, like, emotional and miserable, and I just wanted to write something just angry. So I was like, okay, this is what I feel strongly about right now and pisses me off the most, so I'm going to write about this, and that's how Innocence Lost came about, to where it was like, I wrote it kind of based off of as like an intro, to where there's going to be like a lot of parts repeating, a ton of hooks, and it's a catchy song. So when I had that in mind for Innocence Lost and like the whole thing, I just tried to write like as many hooks as possible in a row that had to deal with what we were trying to sing for. Like
those lyrics are fucking intense, man. When you sent me the lyrics, I was like, holy crap, we're hitting a different level here with this one.
Yeah, I felt like it had to be kind of addressed, because especially in the world we live in now with Epstein and people protecting pedophiles and all this shit, I had to voice my opinion one way or another. So I'm glad there was a couple of dudes that did a podcast. Forgot their name.
Oh, the Brutal podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those.
The way
dudes.
they reacted to it is pretty much everything I had in mind. Like the goal of when you heard it and you heard the lyrics and you read the lyrics, I wanted you to be like, fuck. Like, these are pissed, and this brings up a very big point.
They
that
fucking
people
are.
Don't release, like, or people don't even realize. Like, even the caption I put, on the post on Instagram when we released the single, I guarantee you people don't even realize, like, half of that shit. So
They don't. They definitely don't. But you definitely look like you did your research with it, and you took it super serious. Man.
It's
like a serious topic.
I still take it very seriously. Yeah. It's I had to have a hat. Shout out Convict Clothing. He's probably not gonna watch this. JD Delay on TikTok. He made a hat, and it says "Make pedophiles afraid again," and the red Trump hat type of deal.
Fuck yeah!
And I wore it yesterday. I went to ShopRite, and this lady's like, "What does your hat say?" And I like lowered my head, and she's like, "Good for you." And I was like, "Okay, thanks," but I just feel like people just don't really take it seriously, because it's everywhere.
It's a real problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like members of our band are starting to have kids now, so it's taken even more serious in this band.
Yeah, it's just don't harm kids.
Yeah.
Don't.
I can't imagine, dude. Can't imagine.
It's fucking crazy shit. It's like I don't know. I understand people want to call it a disease. Mm-hmm. And I think that's fucking bullshit.
I think it's bullshit too. I don't think it's a disease. It's a choice, in my opinion.
But I know how these pedophiles get handled in prison, so that's where we want to put them
in prison.
Fucking.
You don't want to kill them.
Look out, man.
You want to kill them, but you want them to.
You don't
suffer.
want to go to jail, because you're going to go to jail. So let the people that are already in jail handle them.
Yeah.
And let's keep an eye out, please. On the internet too. God damn it.
Oh, and the internet makes it even worse because it's so accessible.
There's a streamer right now, and if you like him or you hate him, he's got a reputation and a half. This guy Vitali on used to be a YouTuber.
Oh, I watch him because he pops up on my Twitter all the time.
He's going around right now baiting pedophiles and
sick.
Meeting up with them and fucking them up and making them drink his piss. That's fucking awesome,
fucking
dude.
Sick. That's sick, and it's sick.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. So you mentioned, you left a couple times.
Yeah.
The first time you left us, what made that decision for you?
So it was difficult, honestly. Was at a point we actually. I don't think anyone in the band knows this. So you're all about to find something together.
Ender Podcast exclusive. Here we go.
We played a show in Georgia. I think it was Savannah. We played this venue. It was on the Catalepsy tour. That show sucked. It was like not just personal show that was bad. It was just like we were on this tour. No one was at these shows. We were having just a tough time. I was extremely homesick because we were busy at that time. We were actually touring a lot. And I was young. I was 20. I wasn't even 21 yet. And there was just a lot going on. We were at that show, and we played that set, and no one reacted to us. No one gave a shit. No one came up and bought merch after the set. And I was being young, and in my head, I had made up my mind after that show that I was just done. I'm done with music. I'm done touring. I'm done. I'm just
done altogether.
Done.
Oh, my God. I didn't know that.
Done.
Yeah.
So after I left Ender, I was not in any bands for a very long time. I just wanted to be home with my friends, wanted to just chill home in my bed, play video games, and that was it.
Typical 20-year-old dude stuff.
I was done. I had been, at that point in my life, I felt like I had played big-ass shows. I had done all I wanted to do. I toured and this and that. And I was just done. And that lasted for about, 2 years. And then I was like, you know what? I started playing drums again, little by little. Just I had my kit still at my parents' house. And I just started playing drums again, little by little, getting into it. And then I had started a pop-punk band just for fun with Tony from Throw the Heat franchise.
Yeah, man.
Paul from Above All Fallen, and another guy from Throw the Heat. We had started just a 4-piece little pop-punk band together. And we had just been jamming and playing music and writing, and that's what made me have fun again.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Well, listen, if you're not having fun in music, why do it?
Yeah. And that band didn't even end up doing shit.
Right.
Because, schedules, and we were all from different parts of New Jersey, and trying to meet up and practice, it was just tough. So, that band didn't end up working out. But, that's what helped me realize, damn, I actually, missed playing music.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had just messed around here and there with a couple other different things. I actually had gone back to End of Terra because they were between drummers, and I was helping them out for a little bit. Playing drums. I wasn't even doing vocalists. I was just I'm cool playing drums again.
You had to go back to your roots.
This is fun as fuck, just playing drums. And then End of Terra, we were trying to get back. It was me, Lance, I forgot who else was in the band, but we had another vocalist. And didn't work out with the vocalist, and I was just kind of sitting there. I had already recorded my drum parts, so the drums were done, the guitars were done. We didn't like how the vocals turned out, so I was like, you know what, let me just go record vocals on this track, just so we can get the tracks out, and then regardless, we'll find a drummer or a vocalist, whatever. We ended up finding a drummer to replace me. So then I got back into vocals, and I was like, damn, this shit's fun as fuck too again. And then kind of, I guess after that, you guys were in the process. You had Descolada done, and we were talking still, here and there. And that's when I came back, and we did Descolada together. And then that was pretty much it after that. I had rejoined, right after that. I had fucked around, here and there, doing, some other shit musically. But I was never really, in another band again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came back, and we did Descolada, and I think, we played a couple of shows?
Couple shows, yeah.
Yeah, but
by that
really
time we were
serious.
done with the whole touring thing, I think,
Yeah, we were trying to figure everything out, and then it just so happened that as I started getting back into music, I started making more connections with people, and I started finding more different friends and people that wanted to play for instance, my friend Doug, phenomenal guitar player. He wanted to play, at the time, he was super into deathcore and Lamb of God. He still isn't into Lamb of God. But he was writing all these songs, and his old band needed a vocalist, so I'm like, why don't you take those songs on and start something? And I was going to originally just start it as a side project and have Ender in this band, because I know Doug was friends with the way everything worked out. It was going to be cool. So, and then Ender wasn't doing anything, and then Beyond Treachery had started, and we started picking up, and then I did Beyond Treachery for years. We did that, and that was fun too, but it was the same kind of hiccup you hit where it's you're just stagnant and you want to do more. And I gave myself till I was 30, and those years are ticking by, and I'm trying to figure it out. And
that's a number you hit. You're just what am I doing with life?
I've always warned people. I'm if you're in a touring band and you hit 30 and you're not at that point where you're living financially sound off your band, you're gonna be what the fuck am I doing?
Absolutely.
You're gonna. It's inevitable, and I care
give the same
what
advice
you say.
to young bands too.
All the time.
I'm how old are you? You're 22? Fucking do it, bro.
Grind. Grind.
Do it.
As long as you're living at home,
Yeah.
and you don't have to pay rent, and you don't have to worry about that many bills, and you're in a band, fuck a job and go tour.
Fucking do it, bro.
Just
Because
go.
we did it.
Yeah.
We did it. So, yeah.
Yeah. You can work your whole life. Trust me. But like you're only gonna get
these
a certain amount of time of your life if you want to tour.
Absolutely.
So do it.
If you hit 30, your back starts hurting, and
that's it.
you're tired at 7 p.m.
That's it.
Your set time's at 9, and that doesn't really work out.
I know. It's rough. It's rough. Now, like, we're coming back and we're playing late and we're headlining these shows, and it's like, shit, I'm usually in bed by this time.
Fuck, I gotta walk my dog and go to sleep.
I know. That's why I'm glad we've been playing local in New Jersey, so I don't got long drives.
Yeah. So, you rejoined Ender. Mm-hmm. We did Descolada, played a couple shows, and then you met these people, and then you're like, hey, I'm out again.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, all right.
That time was basically just like Ender wasn't really doing anything.
Yeah.
Beyond Treachery started to pick up, and I was just like, let me focus my 100% just on Beyond Treachery. And then Beyond Treachery did well for a few years, and we played like a bunch of shows.
Mm-hmm.
And then just at the same time, like where I wanted to pick it up and bring them to maybe go on tour or look forward to touring and everything, you run into the problem with schedules, members not being able to do it at that time, or maybe it's not the main interest of a band member to actually get out there. But it was all like the stagnant stuff where like if I felt myself, like I said, I had this number in my head, 30,
it's
and the years are
you.
ticking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. But as every band I've been in, I've always networked and I've always met new people.
So important, man.
I've always met new people.
Yeah.
And so it turns out I met the dudes in Reborn Divided who were Jimmy used to play in Flow Face Down. The other Jimmy used to play in And If She Dies with Sean Hester. Shout out.
Fuck yeah.
And then their other guitar player, Vin, who was before Chase. I'd met him through just like playing with, just hanging out with the Reborn dudes and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I met up with those dudes and like we hit it off, and they needed a vocalist. Their vocalist left, and I learned their songs in about 3 days. And that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, because that band is fucking crazy, and I had to learn all their music.
That band was so good. Man.
Yeah, and I learned all their shit in 3 days.
Yeah,
and played a show. We played Game Changer World, Oceano show, headlined. And we were in direct support, of Oceano just headlining, just by themselves. I was nervous as fuck, but I learned all those songs in 3 days.
Yeah.
It was the craziest thing, the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. It was nuts. It was like nights. It was like one night I think I pulled an all-nighter just like... just like listening to the songs. So just like drinking coffee and like listening to those songs, just trying to get it done. Yeah, but I mean, like, that's where my, like, mentality's always been. It's like, I am driven, well, not always been, because now it's way different, but, like, back then, I was always driven to be, like, I was humble, but I was also kind of, like, I should be doing this because I am good at this. Right. And, like, I'm very good at this, and I want to make it something of it. And that's where I've always focused, like, when I've done vocals, played drums, it was like... I'm good. I know I'm good. So let me, like, I want to put myself out there to the world to, like, let them know, like, hey, I exist. I'm a vocalist. And then you go from Reborn to where we talk about I've always joined bands where it's the same thing. Reborn, I thought that band was going to skyrocket.
Well, so did we, because, we obviously paid attention to what you were doing when
always
you left.
paid attention to you guys, too.
Yeah. And so we're like, damn, Joe's fucking new band is so sick, man. That's the band to go and do a lot of things.
Yeah.
They had the members, they had the talent, the songs were fucking phenomenal.
Everything was there, yeah. It's just, like I said.
We were so happy for you, too.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I was stoked. I was very stoked. And it was the same thing that kind of happened with, like, Ender and Beyond Treachery, where... We, Reborn lost a member. We gained a new member. Shout out, Eric. We gained a new member, and we kept playing shows, and we kept being busy, but we hit this kind of block where we couldn't really find this new groove or sound moving forward from the last EP that we put out, because the guy who the one dude who had left the band, the guitar player, was predominant, like, the writing guy. Like, the writing was done basically, I think, like a 60-40 split in that band between guitar players. But it was more so, like, our, no offense, Jimmy, but our best songs, I think, were from Vin. And, there's just, like, we felt like moving forward, it was just harder writing music. And then that also put a down on our downer on us playing shows because we weren't able to write music, and that's what we wanted to do. And then again, playing in a new band, played new shows with new people, met a shit ton of new people, ended up meeting the dudes in Sentinels, and yeah, I started filling in for Sentinels because their vocalist left, and I wasn't gonna do vocals for Sentinels at first. I was not.
Really?
Yeah.
Why was that? Because you were so...
Dude, I'm so...
100% in on Reborn.
Fucking $1,000,000%.
Right.
Rebo Debo.
Yeah. Rebo Debo.
100,000% in on them.
Yeah.
And then took a lot. It really did take a lot, but the Sentinels dudes and I just hit it off just instantly. I was friends with Dave first.
You're such an easy guy to hit it off with, to be honest. So that you're the common denominator there for that with all the bands.
I'm just always chill. Like,
yeah.
I just want to kind of... I don't have time for beef.
Yeah.
You know, so I just wanted to just be happy with everybody and kind of be friends with everybody. I know other people probably feel different about me, but it's your own opinion. Thank you.
Fuck their opinions, man.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're talking about me regardless, so
right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know, just hit it off with them, and Sentinels played a show, I think, like, every weekend, it felt like. I was like, oh, we got this, we're going here to play this, we're doing this, we're doing that. I was like, say less.
Right.
And then, I actually auditioned. So they had like 3 other guys audition, and I auditioned. I sent in a recording of myself, recorded it in a bedroom in my old apartment, and sent the audition in, and they're like, yeah, if you just want to do this full time, it's yours. Yeah. So I had to really, really, really sit and think. And I actually never... So Reborn Divided never officially broke up, and I never officially quit that band.
So you're still in Reborn Divided.
Yeah, that band's technically still a band. Because never officially broke up, and I never officially quit. We just kind of like stopped playing because I was doing Sentinels. So
yeah. Man, I would love to see you guys do a show. I honestly would.
It would be cool. I still talk to Chezik.
Yeah. Phenomenal. Oh, man, close. What a fucking drummer, man.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
We talk a lot, and he posts all these drum videos. I'm like, dude, fucking sick.
He's
and
so
then
sick.
And then he's like, we just get into like nerdy drum chat talk, you know. He's just such a cool dude. Makes it look so seamless.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Too easy. We used to have this Reborn song. It was I think Chapter Nothing was the song, and the beginning of that song was like all drum fill and shit, matching the guitar. And
this dude, man, I watched him do his blast beats, and his hand. I swear to God, his hands aren't moving.
I know, he's crazy. He's crazy.
I'm like, dude, it's fucking Muhammad Ali over here.
I know, and now he does the doubles with his feet, man. Yeah, he's just
so sick,
he's unreal. He's unreal. Shout out to him, Chezik, dude.
And
Love
just a sick dude to be a friend with, man.
Yeah.
So when you were in Sentinels, you did so much shit after being a local. You guys toured. You've toured with Within the Ruins. You've toured with Currents. You've toured with fucking Boundaries. Man, you've played with some freaking incredible bands and made some legendary connections.
Yeah, that's like I'll always have like a sentimental part for them in my music journey. Just because I did the most with them. It was like we got to play So What in Texas, with like Parkway and Killswitch Engage and like so much of these crazy bands, and I got to tour like the full U.S. twice with them, which is like something I never in a million years pictured myself doing.
Yeah.
We got to go to Canada. We went out into the middle of fucking
man, that's so
British
cool.
Columbia, and played this festival with Necrogoblicon, which is like dude,
fun.
Like,
that's
fun. It was so fun,
yeah.
And you meet people from everywhere. Even places like Ender toured. We toured up and down the East Coast. We did the Midwest, New England.
Yeah.
All that shit. And, people, you don't realize how powerful of an impact bands have on your life, and like how many people actually do like listen to not just like your favorite bands of forever, but will dive in to listen to like local bands from this scene, or they'll remember you. They saw you at a show like 10 years ago, and they'll be like, dude, I remember you from Ender. You guys played the ATC.
So you got recognized from being an Ender while you're in
multiple
Sentinels
times,
a lot.
especially when we were like on the East Coast. Always played because Ender was we played so much in Connecticut, and we played so much in New York, and just in the area. So whenever I was in Connecticut, people were like, dude, I remember you from...
Well, that was kind of our plan, was to build out from Jersey, build it out slowly, build our following slowly and slowly and slowly.
There was a guy who booked us in Iowa, too, that recognized me.
Yeah.
He's still booking shows in Iowa.
And Gabe's, right?
We played that venue, it was upstairs. But when I played Iowa, we played this other venue. I forgot what it was called. But it was like it literally reminded me of Dingbats.
Really?
Yeah. It was like small, but it was cool.
Just played there last night. They upgraded a lot, man.
It looks that way through the pictures and shit.
Yeah, they upgraded their lighting, their sound systems, and they're getting some serious tours coming through, man.
I know.
Serious tours, and I was like, holy shit. But we will not get into detail.
New Jersey needs its venues back. That's all.
I'm so happy of House Independence returning.
I know.
Man, because when they went down, oh man, that hurt, dude.
Them and Champs I know Champs is such a little shithole.
But legendary, man. So many freaking good shows happened there.
I know.
Crazy.
It broke my heart. It broke my heart because that place was like the best venue to go for a hype show, because it was a low stage. The room was big enough to where you could either chill, watch the band up front, dance, whatever you want to do, or you can just chill in the back.
Yeah.
And not get punched in the face.
That was a sweet venue.
I know. I got to play there a bunch, and it's just like, it sucks.
It does. Yeah.
It's just gone. But
well, I hope we could play fucking House of Independence, because we would sound incredible there.
I know. I've gotten to play there a couple times.
Because compared
so far,
to Ender now and Ender then, it's such a different band.
Yeah.
Like, we have click track, and when you have a click track, you can fucking do anything. Backtracks and everything.
We're a whole new live band. Like, our live sound is just...
This is what we wanted in 2010.
When Sal brought up when he did this, he brought up the fact that, by the way, you were wrong. It wasn't Thrash and Burn. I know you guys did Thrash and Burn when you guys had your original vocalist and everything.
Yeah.
The show we were at in the Walmart we all went to together, we went to Warped Tour together in Buffalo. We all got terrible sunburn. After that show, we all got in the van, and we were all like, we're going to Walmart. Yeah. We're buying all black. And the next show, we literally played the next day in a skate park.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the show we broke out the all black. And the stage presence, too. We weren't boring on stage, but, like, we didn't move. And that's when I kind of, like, was like, it's time to just go, like, nuts on stage. And that's when I started jumping around and running back and forth. And being more intense live, and we brought in like the Running Man and the jumping, and the newest thing I think we brought in though was like, besides that, was the synchronized like big body bang was a thing back in the day.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. Yeah.
Shout out to Mark's back.
Mark was fucking going in on that.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, so you got recognized in Ender a lot, but dude, you fucking crushed it with Sentinels, and I that's when I was like, the first time. When I checked Sentinels out and what you guys were doing, and I was like, damn, I thought Rebo was the band.
Yeah.
This is the band.
Yeah. They, those dudes, I made friendships with those dudes so fast, and I'm friends with all those dudes. I don't have a bad bone in my body. It's kind of it's the same thing that goes with Ender. It's like the reason why I've remained so close to you all this time is because like we toured together.
Yeah, there's connections.
And we went through some shit together.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing of like you go to war with somebody. I mean, I use it loosely, but it's like
seriously,
you're always going to have love in my heart. So that's why it's like you've always been there, because like we went through some shit together.
For sure, man.
So,
yeah.
No one knows what like touring is like unless you've experienced the ups and downs of it. So it's like we went through some shit, and Sentinels went through some shit.
And your friendships from that, it evolves into something bigger.
Yeah, and you're tight. You're brothers at that point.
It forms a bond.
Yeah.
It's a fucking bond, man.
Yeah, you're family at that point. It's just like you know, you'll do anything for the people you're in a band with. I remember, funny story, it's like the first real Sentinels tour that we did. We did this tour, it was real, it was like 2 weekends, but we did 2 weekends back to back, so it was split, so like the weekdays were off.
Yeah. That's fucking ideal.
It was cool, because we did like New England, and then we did like, you know, DC, Virginia, and like shit like that. So it was like split, like New England for 3 days, had the week off, and then we went south for 3 days.
I like that.
It was cool. Yeah. It was our like first little run of like touring. And then our first like tour together was with Jason Richardson and Luke Holland. on. It was like a short little run. I think it was like 10 days. We did like the East Coast, Midwest. Crypto Dira actually played that show too. That band, I didn't realize how back they go, but they've been around forever. They're from Long Island, and they're hitting it off now. They're a cool band. They're a bunch of cool dudes too. They reminded me, playing with them and watching them every night, I was like, holy shit. I told the vocalist, like the singer, vocalist, guitar player, whatever, I was like, you guys remind me of fucking Opeth. Like every night I watched them play, I was like, are you guys Opeth fans? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah. How'd you know?
It's like, how'd you guess? I'm like that's what you guys remind me of every fucking night.
Yeah.
But that tour, the first day of that tour, I think was in Iowa. We had just gotten out there, and we're about to like sit down, and like a few of the dudes went into Starbucks, and I'm like, I'm just gonna lay in the back and take a quick nap because I think I drove, so I'm like, let me just take a quick nap in the back. Sure enough, like 5 minutes after the guys leave, this dude tried to break into our van, this homeless guy in Iowa.
Oh my god!
And I like sat up and like I was like, I'll fucking kill you! Get the fuck out of the van! And the dudes came back, and I'm pacing outside the van. Like, what happened? And I was like, this. And yeah, it was fucking crazy.
I hear those stories about getting their shit broken. Oh, man, that breaks my heart for them. And like I knock on wood because that's never happened when we toured as Ender. Never.
I know.
Thank fucking God.
I've never really had that happen to us except for that situation. Luckily, I was in the van.
Yeah.
But I've never had that situation or have had to go through that. I've gone through crazy ass like not accidents, but like. I've toured 2 times in my life in the winter. One time with you guys where we almost flipped off the road.
Never fucking again will I tour in the winter.
And then we did the Pacific Northwest in like November. And that shit was miserable because we were going through Idaho in the snow. And yeah, we did the same thing. We slid off the fucking road while we were all sleeping too in the back.
And terrifying.
Scary as shit. And then, I mean, but like, you kind of just like... touring with dudes and like especially if they're your friends, you get closer and like there's such a camaraderie and everything. It's like I'm still close with the Sentinels dudes, and you know Chris helped us out with actually recording Innocence Lost and everything.
Yeah, man.
He actually's helped me out doing the 2 intros too for our live set, which he's
fucking solid, bro.
Yeah. So a ton of respect for those dudes still.
100%.
Wish nothing but the best. You know, for them forever. You know,
dude, seriously. So, what made you come back to Ender this time around?
I was done before we started talking again. I was like, good. I was done. I did everything. At that point, like I done everything I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I was good, but I had this like itch, and
that's what everybody's been saying.
If you're a musician that's played a bunch live in your life, you understand what the itch is.
For sure.
Because. I thought I was good. I thought I was just like, I'm content. I did so much.
But
like,
something is missing, you know?
And I just had this, like, constant, just little itch.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, you know, like, I don't want to do a band full throttle again. But, man, I'd love to play a show.
Right.
That's all I needed. Was like, I just need to play a show.
And that's where the rest of us are at. Yeah. So it's just, being in a band with people that are on the same page, it just works out.
Yeah.
If you have one person in the band that wants more than the other, it becomes a little bit of frustration.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Because then it's like you run into, that's where you get, like, the butting heads a lot.
Yeah.
Creative differences happen and shit like that. I just think now where we're all at in life, it's, like, perfect. Because, you know, we're all 30 plus. And we're all, like, just at this point where it's like the band still does matter, but, you know, we also want to, you know, life matters first.
Right.
So, but it's just like I had the itch to play shows. And, you know, we started talking again, and then, you know, everything kind of hit off where it was like, I'm just going to come back this time because we were going to record. We did an Innocence Lost, and then we were booking our comeback show. And then once we played that comeback show, I mean, it's just kind of like the ball started rolling, and it was like, you know, you don't realize how much, dude, like playing shows and going to shows, I've been doing since I'm 16 years old.
Yeah.
So being that it's like the last 18, almost 20 years of my life that I've been going to shows, playing shows, that's all I know.
Yeah. It's very true, man.
So it's like, I'm going to miss it. I'm going to want to do it. until I literally cannot do it anymore.
Right.
So that's where I'm at now. It's like I just wanted to play shows. I just wanted to have fun. Yeah. Originally, it was just have fun. And now it's like we play a show here and there. You know, this summer we're busy. We have a few shows lined up, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. I mean, when we first had our band meeting, we were like, let's do one show a year, and then
or maybe 2, and then now we have fucking like 4 lined up throughout the summer. Well, 3, but
which is a lot for our band to do. So
because we got 2 in 1 month, so it's like whoa.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. But it's just fun, man. We record at our own pace. We put out singles at our own pace.
It's like a no pressure situation.
It's no pressure at all, and it's just like we just do our thing.
I mean, I could be an asshole and be like, you know,
we all can.
We can all be assholes, but you know, we all mean well. And this band is just like you said. We have this bond that no one gets offended by anybody, and we just know how we are, and it's just like, okay, like Mark can't play a show, no problem, you know.
Chet.
Yeah, it's all good.
We got Chet.
We got Chet.
We got Chet.
We got that 6 member.
Yeah.
And it just kind of works out, man.
Yeah. That's it. It's just fun this time around too, because it's like every show we play, I've expected there to be like 2 people there, like, and it's just Sal's parents or some shit like that. Like that's all I've expected, like every show, and it's humbling to say the least, especially our last show, you know, at Debonair that we played, where about a week before the show there was like 11 pre-sales.
Man, I was stressed.
I was fucking like, cool, there's gonna be no one there.
I was stressed because it was my show. I was handling it, and I was stressed. You know, the Oceano show popped up
Thursday. Was
Thursday
in New Jersey.
Played 2 shows in one day that were both sold out. So, and then the little shows popped up here and there, but you honestly you can't avoid that. The way I try to avoid that is book the shows in advance, but you can't avoid it.
No.
But it worked out. We had a great time, great set.
Yeah, it was
Our friends
awesome.
popped off, and the bands were, oh man.
All
I was
the
on
bands
here
killed
talking about dude, I never had such an easy show booked where I didn't have to worry about anything.
No.
The bands were just so professional, on time, with their set. They fucking crushed it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it doesn't hurt that they're all our buddies.
Well, that's the thing we've been doing, too, since we came back and started booking shows. Is like, we want to just play shows with our friends' bands. Like, no offense to anybody else. It's just like, we're coming back to have a good time, and that's what.
But we're also making friends in the
the
progress,
putting on new bands and
the process.
Stuff, and
I can't speak. Yeah,
just trying to put on new bands. You know, we've always done that too, to where it's like even before when we were super active, we always tried to like, put our friends' band on this show.
Yeah.
Do this. This band would be dope. I feel like most bands do it nowadays, especially if they're big enough. They bring their friends' bands on tour and shit like that. But I think especially now, it's just cool. That's all I want to do is I just want to play with my friends.
Is there one venue that you're like, man, I want to get in there, I want to play?
Oh, Starland.
Starland, 100%.
100%.
Hell yeah.
I've never played Starland.
We did Gramercy Theater together.
I've done Gramercy twice. I haven't done Webster.
Yeah. So you weren't even in the band at the time when we did Gramercy. We had a vocalist. He bounced, or we kicked him out, or whatever. And we're like, "Yo, you want to do Gramercy Theater with us?"
I couldn't have said yes quicker. Dude.
No rehearsals, no practice. He just pulled up, rocked it, and fucking was a good time, man.
It was a good time as fuck. And then, that was fun. But like Starland. Growing up in New Jersey, going to shows there, I just got to play it once, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's it. I just got to play it once. I don't care about... I got to play Game Changer World.
Yeah.
Venue was a shithole. It was cool for, like, what it was supposed to be, but, like, they didn't care about the sound in that venue at all, and that's what was the downfall of that place, amongst other things, to say the least. But I think that, I've gotten to play pretty much, like, all the cool venues in New Jersey, but nothing is cooler than Starland. I gotta play Starland.
And it's always missed you.
Always.
Damn.
Always.
Even with Sentinels, like...
They haven't gotten to play Starland yet.
Wow. That's surprising.
But they did get to play Chain Reaction after I left. And I was pissed. I was like, fuck.
That's a legendary venue, man.
Because we got to play... I got to play the... I forgot the warehouse. It's a warehouse out there. It's pretty popular now. Like, a lot of the big tours go through there. It's owned by band dudes out there. It's a venue in LA. But I got to play there. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
What's your
favorite venue you've played at ever? I know, it's asking a lot because there's a lot you played, but... There's got to be one that you're like, dude, this is fucking sick. Probably would have been Train Reaction if you played it.
It would have been Chain for sure.
Yeah.
Probably that Warehouse that we played.
Really?
I'm trying to figure out the name of it because you've heard of it. If I get the name of it, you'll be able to.
Yeah, I'll probably be like, oh yeah, that's the place, man. So while you're looking that up,
Yeah.
what are you listening to lately that's like on repeat for you?
Masochist by Elijah just got put out.
Oh, man.
Re-released.
Talk about
on Friday.
MySpace deathcore.
And I have brought myself down a rabbit hole with that band. And so I never realized how much that band like meant to me back in the day, but that band is gigantic in my life.
Wow.
Like their early record, Masochist, I didn't realize how much I used to listen to it. But now that it's back, it's just like I remember all the songs, like everything.
Damn, bro. Is it like remastered?
Yeah, they just remastered it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it still has the crunchy, nice little program drummy sound, but it's still so sick.
Fuck, dude. I want to do that with This Is Revenge, honestly.
I think we should do something with that record just for times.
Every time it comes on, I'm like, skip.
Yep.
Skip.
No offense to those dudes that recorded us.
No,
but, I mean,
none at all. Yeah.
We need...
Times are different.
1720 Warehouse in L.A., by the way.
Oh, see, I never heard.
They do...
So it's like a literal warehouse that they built a venue in?
Yeah, band dudes. I forgot what band but they do like bigger tours, like metal tours and stuff. Like they have, I'm just looking at their website right now. Like they have Decapitated rolling through there. He Is Legend is rolling through there.
Oh, He Is Legend is legendary.
Yeah, no pun intended. But yeah, 1720 Warehouse in LA. That's probably like the best venue I've played for so far, at least.
Yeah.
Until
you mentioned that Elijah record, man. I have to check that out for sure. I've been freaking rocking Cabal.
Cabal, I love them too. As far as like new bands I've been listening to, Throne. Throne is always on repeat.
Is dope, man.
Love them. Man, just like I listen to a lot of bands that I've grew up with my whole life. Bands that I've constantly loved.
Those will never leave my playlist, like Korn and Slipknot and shit like that.
Never.
It's always on, and I don't skip it.
Never.
It's timeless as fuck.
Eloy with Slipknot right now, though.
Dude, whoa! I like every time they get a new drummer, I'm like, this is it. And now Eloy, I'm like, this is it. Like they just have their reputation. The drummers is just amazing because Jay was amazing.
I know.
Jay Weinberg, I was like, this fucking guy is amazing.
This guy's sick. Yeah.
But Eloy, man, I loved him in Sepultura.
Because they're playing like...
This dude hits fucking hard, bro.
I know.
He hits.
They're playing like at the Joey tempo again, which is like that fast, like no... They're playing to a click track now, obviously. But like, Joey back in the day when they recorded those records, it was no click track.
Wow.
So they were just like, you hear like slight little tempo changes and shit. They're back to where that was now with Eloy because he's fucking crazy, man. No offense to Jay. Jay's a crazy drummer, but I feel like he couldn't play exactly the way Joey played, and Eloy can cover that.
I really feel like there was something behind the scenes with Jay with that whole thing because I was like, how are they going to replace this dude? This dude is sick.
He's in the band for 12 years almost, right?
Yeah, and that's like, time has gone so fast that you don't realize that he was in the band for 12 years.
I know. I just remember, it felt like it was yesterday that Joey was just like out of the band. Hearing that and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Yeah, but those bands will never be my playlist. I've also been jamming our boys and ladies band, fucking Face Yourself, dude.
Yeah.
They're out there killing it on this Chaos and Carnage tour.
Yeah.
Your boy Thomas we were in Sentinels with, man.
Yeah.
Made his return to music in this band.
They're crushing it. I actually been talking to him. Oh shit, excuse me.
Dying over here.
I'm choking on my own spit.
Oh, word.
Don't die.
I can't carry you out of the house, man. You're fucking...
Don't worry about it. Just throw me in the
dude.
trash. But yeah, I've been talking to him more like throughout the tour, and he said that it's just been an unreal experience, even though they're playing at 4:30 every day, like opening the tour some nights. But Dude, they're having the time of their life. And for their first tour doing this.
First tour, I was just about to mention it. Like, our first tour was self-booked before you're in a band. I self-booked it on MySpace, and it was just us. And then today, in the year 2000s, you could play Chaos and Carnage as your first gig with Carnifex.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
They did it right, for sure. They used every fucking hookup and connection and outlet they had.
Man.
And they took it to the fucking extreme, and they did it.
Dude, you want to talk about a band that every member contributes?
Mm-hmm.
That's the band.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Shout out Corey, too. He gave me a vocal white tip thing. I lesson through text message.
Corey did our merch website, too. So if any bands out there need a merch website,
solid dude,
hit up Corey from Face Yourself, because he's a solid dude, very easygoing.
Check out his other band, Levitated, too. Mega.
Dude, I want to play with Levitated so bad.
Yeah, I know.
I really do.
I know.
But yeah, Face Yourself is out there killing it. Like, it's just always good to see your friends succeeding.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we were trying to succeed, people were against us.
100%, dude. It was
had
so
some
bad.
Opposition, man.
Ops.
Just shows you, like, times were so much different back then. Now it's, everybody's trying to help each other out.
Back then it was a rivalry. Back then it was always a competition to be like, our band's bigger or our band's better.
Even to the point where, like, if we had another band we were doing, we didn't like it.
Yeah.
We were like, you can't be in another band. You're an Ender. Like, no, this is it.
Yeah.
You can't have a side project.
Mm-mm. Because back then it was like you were
frowned upon. Yeah,
it's like your team. It's like now everybody's like, oh, my team. Like back then it was like you're actually like a team against this team.
Yeah,
and it's just crazy to
it
think
made
about.
Everything harder for everybody.
And then we got signed before everybody else did, and that was a massive issue because there were bands that are like deathcore bands and this band that shredded and did sweeps here, but here we are. This band just plays breakdowns.
Yeah, Amir. This band sounds like Amir.
Breakdowns. Well, fuck you. We toured. You didn't, bitch.
Damn. Somebody shit inside your Cheerios this morning, man.
No. I just had to get that off the chest.
No, I'm serious. Like, a lot of people from back then that were that way today we're cool now.
Yeah.
It's like everybody matured and we're all at the same stage and trying to do the same things. Nobody's trying to do it bigger than another. But if you are, we're supporting you. Like, I feel like back then it should have been that way, man. It would have made everybody's life so much 100%. Easier.
If we could have, now we're friends with we were friends with a lot of bands too.
Yeah.
Because people, I think the problem back then is people didn't take the time to know us. They just judged us.
Yeah.
But the bands that did take the time to get to know us, like the Sirens bands in existence and Full Face Down, we got to actually know these guys and actually play shows with them. And their fans didn't like us so much, and that's okay. Respect, no
problem. Yeah.
But we got to make friends with those people, and we showed them that it's get a chance to know us.
Yeah.
And you don't have to like our music. That's cool. But taking it to the point where people used to take it with us. It's kind of
telling us to die on lamb goat and
van flips.
Like that. Yeah, I hope they're fucking van flips and shit. And that's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah,
but it's we're all not one of us in this band are fucking rock stars or dicks, man. We're just cool people to chill with. You can get along with every single one of us.
We're just quiet, and I feel like people think immediately because we're quiet people and we're very to ourselves.
Yeah.
We're very to the five of us,
Yeah.
Even when we toured and we played shows and everything with other bands, we were always very to the five of us. It was, that was it. And I feel like people played that for oh, these guys are assholes. But no, we were just, don't trust anybody.
If anybody came up and talked to us, we were not shunning you away.
We were cool with everybody. You came up and
we
talked
made
to
a
us
lot of
merch.
friends on tour, and we're friends with these people to this day, man.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Shit happens for a reason, and that's
it's just crazy how everything changed from touring the first time to touring again the second time later in life.
Yeah.
Dude, the way we used to have to tour and everything. I remember you were the only one in the band with a smartphone. That's
and it was a
shit.
Sidekick or
had
an iPhone or something, right?
I think you got the iPhone, but you were the only one with the smartphone in the band.
Yeah.
Everybody else had some piece of shit phone with texting on it.
Sal had a BlackBerry. I remember that. He was BBMing people.
I had an NV2 that flipped open, and I was just able to text on it. But it was just like, it's like the whole time of everything. I remember like we had this old ass GPS that we were in. Like if we were driving like through some mountainside or like some shitty area, it would just service. And like,
like, what do we do now?
The fuck? But I mean, like now it's like you have like your GPS on your phone, or
Oh yeah.
it's just like everything was just way easier. Like the second time around it too. Like I learned so much from the first time that the second time this is the way shit should be done. Like getting a Planet Fitness membership
Oh, dude, I
and
wish.
showering every night. From the first tour we did where I didn't shower for like 10 days.
Dude, it'd be so nice to have a clean asshole every day.
I know. We showered every morning. We woke up in the Planet Fitness parking lot and
That's
we showered every morning. And what a concept. Taking a shower every morning on tour. What a concept. Who would have known?
Did everybody have a membership, or just like, take a guess with you?
3 of us had memberships.
3 of us?
Yeah. And I used, sometimes because I like to sleep a little extra, like on tour and everything, like I would like, I always did like a free, because Planet, you can go online to a Planet website and you can do like a free guest pass for the day. But you only get that once. So God forbid you hit the same Planet twice. You can't do that twice.
Change your name every time.
That's what I did. I actually had like 7 emails at one point because I was like, we hit the same area a couple times. So
yeah. I was doing that for a while when Moe's were giving the free birthday burritos.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 10 emails and I was getting a free burrito every week.
Yep.
Like, damn, this guy has a lot of birthdays.
Who is this guy? But yeah, it was way different the second time around too, because it's just, I mean, we toured in about the same size van.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, we gutted the inside and everything, and it's just way different. It was way easier. I wasn't expecting it to be so easy the second time around.
Yeah. Would you be able to tour today in a van like that? Because I don't think I would.
No.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine having to like, because the way we set it up was like there was a bench in the back, there was a bed, like a queen size bed, and then the front driver's seat, passenger seat, and then there was something in the middle that somebody laid.
That's exactly how it was when I was in a band called Royden when we were touring, and it was so convenient. It was nice because you weren't like cramped, and you could sleep if you really needed to sleep. Like if your shift was next to drive, you have dibs on the bed.
Because we had we slept 3 like across on the bed. Like we slept like long ways pretty much.
Yeah.
And we could fit like 3 of us on that bed, and then one person on the back the bench,
right,
and then one person in the front. And we actually slept pretty decently in that van because the bed was pretty comfortable. But then there were some nights like we'd get put up places, and I knew I'd have that bed to myself in that van overnight, and I was like, I can go inside. I'll just shower in the morning, and I'll sleep out here. So I get the van to myself, the whole bed to myself, and it was so nice, bro. Yeah. That was probably the best part. The nights where we got put up at places, and I was like,
man, we get offered to sleep at places, at sketchy ass places, and we prefer the van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most nights we prefer the van.
Yeah.
In the parking lot. It's easier that way. Some nights you can't sleep in the van in the parking lot because it's either hot as fuck or whatever.
Or cold as fuck, depending on when.
We toured, though, in, like, the summertime a lot. Yeah. And then those summertime tours, like, we would leave the van, like, the AC. Like, we'd set an alarm to wake up, like, periodically throughout the night to turn off the van and shit. But, like, if we had to turn that shit on or run the AC, we would. We had fans, though. It was easy.
Nice.
Yeah.
So one last thing I want to talk about before we cut this episode. So Mike Pesci, our boy Mike Pesci, has a story for us that he reached out.
Yeah.
Dude, I love when people are sending me stories.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
Because I forgot about this until you actually brought it up pre-episode. Yeah.
So he was talking about the time we played the Webster in Connecticut, and we didn't have a way to play our intro because we didn't have the tech we have now.
Yeah.
We're running shit off your iPod.
Yeah.
So you made homie. He drove out in a snowstorm.
I had this intro sample ready, and I had no way of getting it on to my iPod for some reason. And I was stressed out about it. And I hit him up, and I was like, dude, I need this sample, and I don't have any way of getting it. And he was actually like, where are you guys going to be at? And I was like, Hartford, Connecticut. It's going to snow. It is what it is. He was like, I'm pretty sure the way it went was, he was like, dude, I'll come. I got nothing to do. And I was like, all right, bet. So he actually drove his ass to Hartford.
My God.
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure he finished the rest of the tour with us.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that part. Because he was fun to hang out with, man.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he might have finished the tour, or he did a couple other days.
Yeah.
But we drove through a snowstorm that night to like Massachusetts to get put up because we were playing in like Massachusetts the next day.
Yeah.
So we actually drove through a snowstorm that night, and he drove all the way up in his PT Cruiser. I'll never forget that.
So where did he leave his car, or he just followed it in his car?
I don't remember exactly. That's something you'd have to ask him.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's on my mind now too.
I think he followed us to Massachusetts, and he might have left his car at Jobson's.
Chris Jobson, love that kid.
Shout out.
Love that kid. Just another example of people we met on tour and we still talk to today.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Love that. So yeah, this has been fucking fun. We're gonna do this again. I have so many more to go through with you.
We have a
lot to cover in the span of like an hour. We're doing these things, but dude, this has been fun. This has been fucking quick. This is like 20 minutes in my head.
I know. It felt really quick, and I looked at the time, and I'm like, oh, we've been talking for
quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get you on. So where can people follow you at? What's your handles? Because they're all over the place with your social media handles.
Man.
Simple Kind of Man.
Simple Kind of Man with a V on Instagram. Yeah. That's where I post the most. You can find me there. It's like the Leonard Skinner song, but instead of OF, it's OV. It's my favorite song ever, if you're wondering. You can find me there. It's private, so if I don't add you, I'm sorry.
He still doesn't have the ENDER podcast on his Instagram.
I don't. I'm actually going to do it right now.
That's so funny, man. But yeah, you could find us. You can find me at Danny LaVarco, of course, everywhere. You can find ENDER at ENDER Metal NJ everywhere.
There you go.
ENDER podcast. We'll be back on these things. We have so much more ground to cover. Thanks for sticking around, and please send us more stories if you have them.
Yeah, for real.
These stories are awesome to hear. It brings back so many memories, dude.
Hell yeah.
And if you got like $20, go on our merch store, buy yourself a t-shirt, get a windbreaker or something, support the band, support the podcast. Next show, we will see everybody there. I'm not sure when this episode is going to come out, so we'll see everybody this summer at some point.
Yeah.
All right, peace.
Have a good one. Feel sorry, you will feel the fury.